let's talk about our weather here in the valley. We wanted to share some viewer photos with you. These are from a storm that moved in starting last night. This is the viewpoint from Lakeside looking toward the White Mountains. Our viewer Jamie Tompkins sent these shots to us saying that they were out and about on four-wheelers checking out the lightning show. So Mother Nature putting on a display of her own on this Mother's Day, and in fact continuing this morning over parts of the valley. Very early this morning, we actually saw some lightning strikes over the Phoenix metro area, the southeastern portion of the valley. And in fact, our South Mountain camera, you can see some of that virga is coming down here, these dark storm clouds here. And so I do think that those will continue to track out of the valley, but I want to show you where it's all sitting right now. So this is that storm system. You can see we have some isolated pockets of heavy downpours and thunderstorms here. So that's starting to move into the Buckeye area. Gila Bend got some of it. Also down in Levine, saw some strong wind gusts there. As we zoom in closer, you can see we're still getting some lightning strikes over South Mountain. Maricopa Village probably spotting some lightning strikes now too. And we're also seeing a little bit of a pocket here move up the I-17 and the US 60. So I think it'll be short-lived. I don't think this is a big super soaker, but be mindful. As we check out Futurecast, this little bit of the storm system should start to move out over the next hour here. And then later around 9 o'clock, we'll see it bubble up down to our southeast, south of Safford. And then throughout the afternoon, that storm is going to build mostly along the rim and off to our southeast. As we move this in motion, those storms will pop up around noon. Here in the valley, though, around 2, even 3 o'clock, we could see more of those isolated thunderstorm pockets here in the valley. So be mindful of that. We're talking about the second half of the day, 2 to 3 o'clock here in the valley. But we're going to see widespread isolated showers across the northern and eastern portions of the state for most of the afternoon and continuing through the evening hours. Now, temperatures right now across the state, we're sitting in the 80s here in the valley, 80s to our south and 80s off to the west. To our north in Sedona, you're starting off at 63 degrees this morning. Even Flagstaff, a warmer start for you compared to the last couple of days. You're starting off in the 40s this morning as opposed to near freezing. And then look at the warm up for today. So I think up in Flagstaff, you warm to the 70s with those isolated showers intact. Show Low warming to 75 today. Sedona is going to be warm once again near 90. Prescott and Payson in the 80s and 70s. And then we'll still see triple digits likely along our western border in Bullhead City and Yuma. But here in the valley, I think that we fall just short of that century mark. Fingers crossed for most valley cities. 99 should be the forecast high in Tempe as well as Mesa and Gilbert. Chandler, you might hit the century mark today. You're going to come close. We'll stay in the mid 90s in Cave Creek and Carefree, looking to sit right at 90 degrees. Over in the West Valley, triple digits in Litchfield Park, Avondale, and Goodyear still likely. Just below that at Luke Air Force Base, though, Peoria, Glendale, Deer Valley neighborhoods all looking to fall into the upper 90s for today. And here's how we get there hour by hour. We'll stay in the 70s until 8 o'clock when we warm into the 80s. So we're going to have a slight temperature dip over the next hour here. Then we're in the 80s through 10 o'clock and the 90s show up by 11. Then, so I think it's okay if you're going to go out running or hiking or biking, just make sure that you're hydrating, you've got your sunscreen. Then as we look ahead the next couple of days, our temperatures continue to trend down, staying in the upper 90s on Monday, mid 90s on Tuesday, and working our way into the low 90s by the middle of the week. I'll show you what next weekend looks like. Will we keep up this trend of 90s? That's coming up in that 7-day forecast in just a little bit.